Hi everyone and welcome back to the Pike Homestead. So we are still working on this chicken coop redo for the barn. So yeah, welcome to day 2. Let's get started.
Hey, all right, so here we are on day 2 of this kind of clean up and clean out before we start getting building on the coop here. So my job today is to get this bad boy out. So it is bolted to both the ceiling and the floor. It is a solid welded unit, and I'm pretty sure it's too tall to get through the doors. So I'm probably gonna have to cut it to pieces, but first I gotta get it disconnected. It looks like the squeeze at the end here, it's just a matter of taking off some pins, and then I can hopefully pull that off and just drag it out. It looks like it's just a separate piece, but I got to get those pins out, and they're not going to make it easy. So anyway, I'll send you back to the time lapse, and I'll try to start ripping this bad boy apart. Hey, so it's been a couple of days since I was last filming on this project, just because yeah, none of my bits and everything could quite reach the nuts hole attaching the cowl squeeze to the bolts on the floor. So I had to take my kind of next step here and get another tool that will allow me to make that work. I mean, I was going to need to get a grinder for this anyway, just because the bolts are in the concrete, so I don't want them sticking up in the middle of the chicken coop when it's done, so I was going to have to cut and grind them down regardless. So I just had to do that a little bit quicker. So first, before I do that though, I got to sweep up all the hay and stuff that's been scattered right where I'm going to be working by, goats and chickens and everything coming through. And there's a bunch of dry hay there, and well, grinders and sparks and flammable hay is not a good idea, so I'm just gonna tidy that up to minimize any problems and start cutting and getting that thing taken out. Before I do though, I want to give you kind of a quick overview of what I'm going to be doing with it and give you a couple hints as to why. Okay, so what we've got here on the cattle squeeze is we've got some bolts on the floor, and those are the bad boys that are stopping my sockets from being able to reach the nuts, as well as some bolts holding it in the ceiling. Now, that section holding it on the ceiling there is what is going to make it hard for me to get this out the door. And there's also some things that we're hoping to be able to use at least parts of this for in the future. So I just want to kind of show you what we're looking at. So just for an instance here, so we've got the bars going along the sides. This is where the cow comes in, and then you lock its head in the gate that I've already removed. And then it's here. And to get access to it, all of these bars can swing right out. So that allows you, when you're working with the cow, you just swing out the bars that you need to swing out. So if, say, you've got an orphaned calf that you're trying to attach to a new mother, then you'd swing out the bars on the bottom so the calf can get in and suckle until they bond and they're connected. So you do that, you bring the cow and the calf in each day and get them bonded that way so that she can then raise the calf out in the field on her own. Or if you need to be doing, say, branding or tagging, well, tagging, you just have her head through the gate. But if you're having to put on a brand or give any medication or anything, you'd move the bars up higher depending on where you need to reach. So this gives you a lot of flexibility with dealing with the cow, and allows you, what access you need, as well as, keeping the critters in that need to be kept in the space they are. I mean, this setup wasn't ideal necessarily for bonding calves. It looked like it was just to get the cows in there, and then there'd be no way to kind of keep the calf in, like other setups I've seen and worked on where there's another kind of gated pen around it. where you can have the calf in with access to the mom while she's stuck in there. But it's also something like if you need to be milking or anything like that, then you can get access and everything like that right here. So anyway, just so you know, that's kind of what you use the squeeze for. And I was just going to, again, rip it apart. And what I was going to do is I'm probably going to chop it right here on both sides. And that will separate the back half where all the bars are hinged from the front and give me better flexibility to get it outside. But then with all the bars swinging out, it might be something where we can set it up, to swing them out as a roost on the outside portion for the hens once we've got the cage out there. And we're thinking we can just kind of swing them out in kind of a spiral pattern to give them access to be able to jump up and roost outside if they wish. And we'll kind of connect it. We're going to put out have kind of a roof out there to keep snow clear around the door and everything. So we kind of connect it to that and allow them, at least in the summer, the option to kind of roost out there. Because if they're in a fenced in area, then why the heck not? If they want to roost out there, they can, or they come in here where we'll also have an appropriate roostage for them. All right, so anyway, I'm going to get working on sweeping up here, and because you can see all the mess down there from all the critters that come through here, and I'll get that taken care of and start grinding. All right, so I am ready to start grinding. Just wanted to say that I've never actually used one of these things before. I've helped other people, like holding stuff in place and everything at work when we've had to cut, metal and stuff like that with them. But I've never been the operator myself. But it is important that you make sure you take proper care of yourself. So I've got the glasses on and the earbuds for the noise. Be wearing my gloves and long sleeves just because throwing bits of metal can be pretty hot when you're grinding. So anyway, I'm gonna get in here and hopefully not injure myself at all, and yeah, see if this works. All right. Well, that went pretty smoothly. Just getting a handle on how the tool works and how it moves and how to best hold it and keep control of it and control where the sparks are going. Once I got a handle on that, it went pretty smoothly. I've got all the nuts cut pretty much level off with the washers that were underneath the nuts there. So I'm hoping I can pry that up pretty quickly once I get the top undone. But I think my next step is going to be to try to cut those bars first and then undo them and see if I can't get them off. They'll just give me smaller pieces to work with as I'm getting it out. So, I want to do that while it's still kind of firmly in place. And so I'm just going to keep working on that and we'll see how it goes. All right. So again, I think it's the third day of me putting in time on getting that thing out, and it's finally done. I have a bit more finishing to do, grinding down the bolts in the floor, and just general cleanup and just taking away a bunch of the hardware on the walls and stuff, just so we can, get it ready for the chickens. And after that, bring in the pressure washer, spray it all down, get it painted. Also need to get that pipe off the ceiling there from the old heating system, from the radiant heating system that used to be in here that is no longer here. So just a bunch of pipes running around the ceiling that have no purpose. So they're all broken and holed anyway, so I got to get those pulled down and out. So anyway, I got some finishing up and cleanup in here, and removal of stuff on the walls, like the old panel here that used to be for the extremely large metal gate that used to come across and close off this this whole square here. So I was thinking, as I'm making a real slow progress here, I was thinking about the list we made at the start of the year for what we wanted to accomplish this year. So I just wanted to touch base on that, I guess. We're still moving forward, we're still working on stuff, but the direction of our little project here has definitely changed. Now we're setting up to do more egg layers and stuff like that. And we're looking at getting into doing meat birds as well. So, there's definitely been some change in directions. I think they're all positive changes for us and for our community, and what we're trying to do here. So I just wanted to touch base, even though it doesn't seem like we're making much progress on our stated goals, we're still making progress. And we're just taking our time to do it. And the biggest thing is not letting that get you down, not letting that discourage you from doing it, because you know what? The best things in life are the ones that take time. I'm not looking at this as we're going to do it and get rich tomorrow, right? This isn't going to be my career. This is going to be my life, right? So, our commitment here isn't so much to getting it all done and getting it working right away. It's to getting it done the right way, so we only have to do it the once. Ideally, it doesn't always work that way, but that's kind of the goal. And it's also with the expectation that this isn't going to be, my job for 10 years, then I can retire early and just waste away the rest of my life. This is going to be my life's work. And so, if doing homesteading is something you're really interested in, then you've got to be committed to that. You've got to be committed to spending your life doing it. And it's not easy. Like, I'm still not in shape. I mean, my arms are definitely getting bigger over the summer here. But, not everything else is. My wind isn't anywhere near what it should be. But again, I'm not discouraged by what we're doing. In fact, I'm quite excited about what our plans are shaping up to be, even though it's probably vastly different than what we were thinking at the start of the year here. And that's okay. That's the way life goes, right? The important thing is that you're still making progress, you're still moving forward, and you're still trying to make things better. 1% a day is good enough, right? Any progress is progress, and just keeping that in mind helps you not get discouraged by it. I think I definitely have trouble visualizing what the future holds and what it's going to look like. And it drives Caroline nuts. She's like, what do you want to be in 10 years? What do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be? And I'm like, I don't know for the longest time. But, as we were looking into investigating doing this type of life, it was one of those things where it's like, I'd like to be able to do that, but I don't know if it's possible. Well, especially some of you new viewers have mentioned, that we're living the dream. Well, yeah, we are. It's not an easy dream, right? But I love it. I love the farm. I love the life we have here. I love, even though we have few neighbors, they are great. We have a lot of fun every time we're talking to them. It doesn't matter whether I'm going and helping them work or they're just swinging by to pick up equipment that they stored here or something like that. We're having a great conversation and a great time while it's here. anyway, my point is that, it can seem like we're not making much progress and that we're not doing what we set out to do originally, but that's okay. We're still going to get there. And we're dealing with what we've got right in front of us and how to cope with it. And that's what we're trying to do here. We've got the ability to set up a poultry and egg operation, so that's what we're going to do. And and it's something that I really like the idea of, and it's something that I can actually see the future of. This is what I was saying. Like, I have difficulty projecting what I'm going to be doing or living or being in 5 years' time. Well, in 5 years' time, I can see myself, having us have a successful, pasture-raised organic chicken operation here. Don't know if we'll go for certification, but that's kind of the goal. Where we're supplying our local community and selling at our local farmers markets and helping supply the local butcher who just opened in town. Where he's getting his shipped in from outside of Edmonton, right? So we've got some good goals to help, feed and grow our community here. So yeah, anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm just gonna keep cleaning up here and keep working. Thanks for spending your time with me. We're seeing some growth on the channel, which is great. We'd love to see more of you. If you know anybody who's interested in this sort of thing, wants to see it starting from the beginning, let them know. Tell them that we're out here. We appreciate the help. We're doing it, trying to figure out as we go. And what I'm learning, I'm sharing with you. And if I'm wrong, it's even better, easier to learn it that way. And if you ever want to try it yourself, then see what I did wrong, and you could do it better than I did. So that would be fantastic as we grow forward here. All right, so thanks. Have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.